Lil Jay, also known as King Lil Jay or the Chirac Wolverine, is a prominent rapper hailing from Chicago, Illinois. Born Jeff McGraw, Lil Jay rose to prominence in the drill music scene, a gritty subgenre of hip-hop characterized by its raw lyrics and aggressive beats, originating out of South Side Chicago in the early 2010s. Lil Jay gained attention with his mixtapes and singles like Bars of Clout and Unexpected Fame, delving into themes of street life, violence, and the challenges of growing up in Chicago's inner-city neighborhoods. Considered a street figure, his career has been riddled with controversy and legal issues, including previous association with the rap group Flyboy Gang, FBG, and entanglements in a violent rivalry with other Chicago gangs, particularly sets part of the Black Disciples. Legal troubles, including charges related to weapons possession and allegations of criminal activities like card cracking, have also marked Lil Jay's journey. Despite all of his legal problems, Lil Jay has maintained a dedicated fan base and continues to release music. With all of the challenges that he's overcome throughout his life, it is impressive to see how he has managed to remain relevant despite so many setbacks which would have destroyed most other artists. Without further ado, here is the case of Lil Jay, a man who DJ Academics dubbed the Chirac Wolverine. Lil Jay jumped into the music game with his first song titled Critical. The song, which featured FBG Duck, would diss the gang set known as 600, along with deceased O-Block member O.D. Perry, and the newly emerging Chicago artist Chief Keef. The song paid homage to Lil Jay's friend Carlton Tutu Archer, and had quite a few memorable lines, with these serving as hints for future diss tracks that would inevitably drop, as the violence in the streets only seemed to intensify over the years. Lil Jay would only continue to gain popularity, with his voice being that of an opposing force toward the Black Disciples. Everybody loves an underdog, and Lil Jay was just that. His diss tracks were ruthless, and he even made some classic songs which didn't completely revolve around dissing the opposition. All in all, his music career was actually looking promising. However, one case would effectively destroy his life and music career. Ephraim Hiley, known as Trouble, Lil Jay, Rakeem Wilton, known as FBG Butter, Roshunda Young, and Monique Lane Calhoun, went to buy marijuana. The reason is uncertain, but an apparent argument began with a 22-year-old man known as Jada Kid, or JDA Mook. It should be noted that Lil Jay and his crew had actually shot videos on his block in the past. They were welcome in the area, but the dramatic situation on this day changed the course of the relationship. Whatever was said must have hit a nerve, as the group felt disrespected, and felt that it was best to leave in order to return with some firepower. As they drove away, McGraw called a woman named Brittany Dupree, who lived close by, telling her that they were going to come round to pick up a gun from her. The group picked up some guns, and then went back to look for Jada Kid. At this time, Ephraim Hiley spotted him a block away from the original location, at which time he got out of the car, and started firing several shots in his direction. Jada Kid, who was already armed, returned fire in self-defense, hitting Hiley several times. Jada Kid himself would be struck 5 times, and it's worth remembering that he'd already been shot before this incident. For whatever reason, Monique Lane Calhoun, and Roshunda Young, who was Ephraim Hiley's girlfriend, decided to get involved. They both hopped out of the car, with Roshunda Young even attempting to fire one of the guns at Jada Kid. Fortunately, the gun didn't fire, with it likely jamming up. The two women then handed the pistols over to the men, who had been waiting in the vehicle. They didn't start shooting. Suddenly realizing that they were in way over their heads, the two women then got back into the car, with the group fleeing the scene. They arrived back at the same apartment, handing the guns back over to Brittany Dupree, demanding that she hide them. Police were soon dispatched to the scene, and for whatever reason, they found all of the suspects at the scene. Young, Lane Calhoun, McGraw and Wilton were all arrested. They were all charged with attempted murder and battery with a firearm. Having spoken to the shooting victim, along with other eyewitnesses, the case was easily put together. Police would later apprehend Brittany Dupree, having observed her leave McGraw's apartment. She would be caught with a bag full of handguns, with 2 of these pistols having been used in the shooting. Now, as for the man who had ignited the shooting, it would turn out that he wasn't actually from Chicago. Rather, he was from Seattle. News stories from the time say that his name was Philmon Rezine, but his actual name was Ephraim Hiley. In hospital in critical condition, and facing the same charges, he would never face justice, passing away from his gunshot wound complications on Friday, May 15, 2015. Whilst the case progressed, Jada Kid lay in a hospital bed for 2.5 months. He was unable to speak, and ended up on a colostomy bag for an additional 6 months. Miraculously, he made a full recovery. In a Zach TV interview, he told the story about the shooting, revealing the scars that he now has to live with. A few years later, and he would go on a DJ Small Eyes interview to talk about the case. He didn't reveal the reason behind the shooting, but claimed that it was avoidable. He even said that hatred and jealousy could have been a factor in why he was shot. All in all, It was a terrible situation. One man was dead, and King Lil Jay was trapped in the Cook County Jail, having now been charged with the murder of his friend. Lil Jay had plenty of time to sit and think about his life choices. As he awaited sentencing, you can only imagine the thoughts circulating through his head. The possibility of doing football numbers for the murder of a friend, a man whom you didn't even kill. The year following his arrest, and his co-defendant FBG Butta, succumbed to the pressure and began working with the police. He would agree to testify if needed, but this never ended up happening, with Rakeem Wilton later taking a plea deal for lesser time. After this revelation came to light, Lil Jay would start referring to Butta as Italian beef and Pepsi. Having spent years in jail, Lil Jay would eventually receive 14 years for conspiracy to commit murder, having turned down a plea deal in which he'd have to cooperate against his co-defendants. With little to lose, and a reputation to maintain behind bars, he would often get into fights, with these videos later going viral on social media. Without the ability to make music, Lil Jay's music career was now stagnant. At this point, his reputation still held him in high regard amongst fans of drill music. Unfortunately, reputation is a double-edged sword, with one secret threatening to damage his reputation forever. Now, judging by his music videos and song lyrics, Lil Jay was a ladies' man on the streets. However, he was now trapped in a male-dominated environment. Unable to hold his seat and abstain from lust over booty, Lil Jay would be caught on video letting a transgender inmate sit on his lap, even going so far as to kiss the inmate. He looks super comfortable in the video, and you can tell that he has become desensitized, seeing these inmates as actual women. Other videos soon surfaced, with all types of strange and freaky stuff going down over on the protective custody wing. Now, it isn't my place to judge or speak on how another man spends his time, and I won't delve further into Lil Jay's behavior. But, 1090 Jake summed it up perfectly, giving an explanation as to why these young men engage in this type of behavior behind bars.
No, bro, the majority of the dudes in there that's gay is the dudes that get all the girls on the street.
Oh, really?
Whoa.
These ladies, mans that you be bringing on here,
Yeah.
be gay as hell in prison.
Oh my God.
Damn.
Yeah, it's not even the fact that they're just ladies, mans, is they addicted to the sex.
Okay.
The nut is like an addiction. So
Yeah.
once you in there, they don't give a fuck where it comes from.
Gotcha.
What the?
Yeah, shit crazy as hell. But
Yeah,
you know,
Fun about you on.
and just to
What?
clear it up, we not dissing nobody that's on that side or whatever. I'm just telling y'all how prison is.
Yeah.
Lil Jay would be released from the Cook County Jail, having served half of his 14-year sentence. He released a First Day Out video, titled First Day Clout. The music video dissed deceased opposition, and even challenged the jail rumors surrounding the transgender inmates. Later on, Lil Jay did indeed admit that it was him in the videos. Not long after this First Day Out music video, Lil Jay dropped the highly anticipated song Bars of Clout 3. The song was an immediate success, and gave fans the chills. Unfortunately, in 2023, King Lil Jay was put back behind bars. Clearly, he hasn't learned his lesson, and the cycle of incarceration only continues for the rapper who is now 30 years old. If you can take away anything from this video, it is that you need to be grateful for your own life, and be mindful of your behavior. Hanging around the wrong types of people is only detrimental to your future, as they'll crash out, bringing you down in the process. Take responsibility for your decisions, control your natural male desires, and don't end up like King Lil Jay. Thanks for watching.